Some of our actions come out from our passions. Therefore, our actions must not be an outlet of our passion, rather restricted and restrained by our good character, restricted and restrained by reason and wisdom. Pardoning people, forgiving people is a very important good deed. If we are planning to bring the good life full scale to our lives, we cannot afford not to forgive people. If we go around holding grudges, if we go around sour, if we hold the grudges for 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, that will affect the happiness and the good life we experience now. We know that one of the companions of the Prophet ﷺ was given the personal glad tidings on account that he does not hold grudges or enmity toward anyone. He does not hold grudges or enmity toward anyone. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala encourages us to forgive others. And He says, أَلَا تُحِبُّونَ أَن يَغْفِرَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ? Don't you love for Allah to forgive you? Then forgive others. That is a very good deed that we need to revive in these 10 days and beyond. The good deed of being forgiving toward others. Loved ones, this importance of forgiving others is very precious to us. The Prophet ﷺ tells us that every week your deeds will be presented before Allah. And every servant will be forgiving. Every believing servant will be forgiving, except a servant that he has discord or dissension between him and his brother. It will be said, put their records aside until they reconcile. Put their records aside until they reconcile. So we might be doing a lot of good deeds, a lot of good practices, giving in charity, but we have a dissension, a discord, a problem between somebody, and we're not solving it. Every Friday when the actions are presented, every believing servant will be forgiven except a person who has discord, dissension between him and his brother. It will be said, put that on hold. Put it on hold until they reconcile. Put it on hold until they reconcile. So that shows us the importance of reconciliation that comes about through forgiveness. That is a very good deed that we need to get a vision for. If we want to broaden and deepen the good life that we are expecting to receive in this life and in eternity, we need to broaden our vision of good deeds and what it means to do good deeds. Another very important attitude we need to remember is the attitude of making peace. Allah Azza wa Jal tells us in the Quran, making peace among mankind in Surah Al-Nisa 4:114. Making peace among mankind. That is a very good deed we need to revive in these 10 days and beyond. When we are having the mentality of making peace, when we are encountering problems, when we are encountering difficulties, when we are encountering challenges, not the first thing we want to do is to bear weapons and start fighting it, but we have the attitude of making peace, the attitude of reconciliation. That is a very good deed that we need to revive in these 10 days and beyond. Loved ones, encouraging one another in patience, truth, and mercy is a precious good deed which could be done in words and in actions. Allah Azza wa Jal tells us, وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْمَرْحَمَةِ. Encourage one another in patience and encourage one another in mercy. Many times we know that we should do something or say something and we keep putting it off. Or maybe somebody does us a favor and we do not show any care or any concern and say, okay, we talk about it later, or somehow we do not pay to it the attention that it deserves. It's very important for us to encourage one another in patience, to encourage one another in mercy, to encourage one another in truth. That is a very important good deed. Saying kind words, nice words, selecting your words to be the most loving, the most caring, the most precious is something that is very dear to Allah Azza wa Jal. He says in the Quran, قُلْ لِعِبَادِي يَقُولُ الَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. Tell my servants to say that which is best. Why? Why did Allah Azza wa Jal tell us to do that? Because He says, إِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ يَنْزَغُ بَيْنَهُمْ. Because Satan sows the seeds of discord between them. See, Satan always keeps popping up every time we talk about happiness. Happiness is very elusive, and the person who wants to deprive you from it is Satan. He keeps on popping up. Allah Azza wa Jal says, say that which is best. Why? Because the devil sows the seeds of discord between them. Our unguarded words will be used by Satan to bring sadness, frustration, and discouragement to others. And if we want to put Satan partially out of business, we can do that by selecting our words to be very kind, very loving, and very caring. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه وأعنا على ذكرك وشكرك وحسن عبادتك. Allah, make us see the truth as the truth and guide us to follow it. And make us see falsehood as falsehood and guide us to stay away from it. Oh Allah, help us to remember you, to be grateful to you, and to worship you well. صلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد